This is Dr. Chandrakant Jizurkar. Congratulates and welcomes you for this third year of civil engineering. At this level, I will be dealing with the subject hydrology and water resources engineering. This hydrology and water resource engineering, this subject is new for you till date. You haven't studied regarding any related subject to this hydrology and water resources engineering. This subject is easier subject. The combination of numerical and theory may be 60-40 or sometimes 50-40. It depends upon the paper setup. From various types of public service commission point of view, maybe MPSC, UPSC, this subject is very important. At the same time, the engineer, the students who are interested to work in any government departments, there this knowledge of the subject hydrology and water resource engineering is a must. Now coming to course structure, the name of the subject is hydrology and water resource engineering. Subject code is 301001. As a part of teaching scheme, for theory 3 lectures are reserved per week, and for practical 2 hours means 1 turn is reserved. Coming to examination scheme, in same exam is for 30 marks. There is no term work, means no marks are reserved for term work. No doubt term work is there. For oral 50 marks are reserved, and this oral is purely based on term work. In same exam is for 70 marks. So total weightage of the subject as per SPPU is 150 marks. Coming to the credits, as the SPPU has started credit system, credit based system. For theory 3 credits are reserved, and for lab work 1 credit is reserved. Course objectives. The objectives of this course are why to study this subject. Question may arise in your mind. Already I had clear from MPSC point of view, from various types of engineering departments, UPSC, this subject is very important. So what objectives can be achieved after studying this subject? To produce engineering graduates who are introduced with basics of hydrology and irrigation engineering. This is the first objective. Second objective is to understand methods of irrigation and water requirements of crops. Third objective is to develop skills in the groundwater flow, type of aquifer and yield from the well. Next is to foster the techniques in estimation of flood, modeling of flood flows and flood routing. Next is to train students so that they can analyze and design existing as well as new water resources projects. To prepare the students for a successful careers as hydrologists and water resource engineers and technically sound to appear for various types of competitive exam. Now coming to course outcomes. After studying this subject, what students can able to do? That is the course outcomes. So, an ability to apply math, science and technology in the field of water resources engineering. So after studying this subject, you will be able to apply mathematical knowledge, scientific knowledge and technological knowledge in the field of water resources engineering. Second outcome is understand crop water requirement, necessity of irrigation and implement various irrigation techniques. So after studying this subject, the students can implement various irrigation techniques for optimization of water requirements in the field. Understand the concepts of groundwater movement beneath the earth and evaluate the discharge from the well in the field. So after studying this subject, the students can understand the concept of groundwater movement beneath the earth and will be in a position to evaluate, to find out the discharge from the well in the field. Students will apply knowledge of estimation of runoff for design of hydraulic structure. After studying the runoff the various ways of estimation of runoffs, you will be able to design any hydraulic structure. An ability to design and conduct experiments as well as to analyze and interpret data for various water resources and hydrology projects. And last is students will be able to evaluate engineering solutions for water management and water logging reclamation. So this is all about course outcomes. Coming to course content, the subject is divided into 3 units. So unit number 1 is dealing with introduction to hydrology, then precipitation, abstractions of precipitations, and stream gauging. So complete hydrology will be studied under this unit 1, starting from the hydrologic cycle, precipitation, its occurrence, measurement, and then abstractions of precipitations, and lastly stream gauging, that is estimation of the river flow or discharge into the river. Unit number 2 is dealing with introduction to irrigation, water requirement of crops, and assessment of canal revenue. So under this unit, we'll study regarding irrigation, advantages, disadvantages, water requirement of crops, various methods of irrigation, and then assessment of canal revenue. Unit number 3 is purely dealing with the groundwater hydrology. So under this we shall discuss what is groundwater, phases of groundwater, then Darcy's law, yield, various methods of determination of discharge from the well. Unit number 4 is dealing with the runoff. Under this we shall discuss runoff, factors of predicting runoff, then hydrograph, flood hydrograph, direct runoff hydrograph, unit hydrograph, and lastly floods. Unit number 5 is dealing with reservoir planning, fixation of reservoir capacity, that is important under this. Unit number 5, reservoir planning. So under this we shall discuss what is reservoir, what are the various types of reservoir, what is meant by multi-purpose reservoir, and how to find out the reservoir capacity. At the same time we shall discuss sedimentation also under this unit number 5. Unit number 6 is dealing with water management and water logging along with drainage. So this unit number 6, that is last unit, is very important. So under this we shall discuss what is management, the concept of management, irrigation management, then various methods of water supply system, then water users association, the role of water users association. At the same time we shall discuss regarding the water logging, what are the causes of water logging, what are the remedial measures, and how to go for reclamation of the soil. So this is all about theory portion. Now coming to course content related with the term work. So as a part of this hydrology and water resources engineering, in fact 10 assignments are there which are prescribed by SPPU. Out of these 10 assignments, you are supposed to perform, rather write or complete any 8 assignments. So assignment number 1 is analysis of rainfall data. Number 2 is marking catchment area on a topo sheet and find out the yield from the area. Next is analytical method of measurement of precipitation. Assignment number 4 is flood frequency studies. 5 is determination of peak flood discharge. Assignment 6 is determination of storage capacity of a reservoir. 7 is applications of HECRAS software for hydrologic routing. Assignment 8 is related with the site visit. So for any meteorological station there should be technical site visit. Assignment number 9 is measurement or video demonstration of evaporation by pan evaporimeter. Last assignment is measurement or video demonstration of infiltration by infiltrometer. So these are the assignments prescribed by the SPPU University, and we have to complete any ACE assignment out of these 10 assignments. Now these are the text and reference books I had listed few textbooks and reference books which will give 100% of the syllabus related with this hydrology and water resources engineering. All books are available in the library. Ample copies are available for your reference. Now these are the IS codes related to the different topics under this subject. These resources are also mentioned. Some sites are mentioned for additional study as a part of this hydrology and water resources engineering. So thank you. This is all about introduction to the subject.